In 2014, Warner Bros. Released the Lego Movie, the first officially made film about Legos, to a very positive reception. But if I could be honest, I'm surprised it took so long to get something like that out there, considering how for years and even decades he had fans and enthusiasts making movies out of their Legos. Seriously, you can find early brick films, as they're called, as far back as 1973. I'm of the opinion, however, that brick films didn't come into their own in a major capacity until the mid-2000s. Sometimes you just have something that's in the right place at the right time. We have a brand new platform that anyone can upload to, combined with the popularity of Lego sets, as well as the relative ease it would be for a kid to get their hands on a webcam or something similar, even if it's a shitty one. Brick filming found a home on YouTube fairly quickly, and it's still going strong 16 years later. Seriously, some of these videos are nearly as old as the platform, for fuck's sake. If I could describe these videos in a nutshell, I'd probably say earnest cringe, although cringe might be a little bit too strong of a word. I mean, you can't deny how some of these are cringe though. But there's definitely an earnestness and charm to the shittiness too. We're talking about kids that are genuinely passionate and sincere about what they're doing. Tragically, many of the oldest brick films are either gone or simply hard to find. Thank you so much, algorithm. But I did find at least some of the classic videos that I myself at least used to watch all the time. So just for posterity and for the fun of it, I'm going to be taking a look at a bunch of old channels to see what holds up, what really doesn't, and just to have a good time. Before we get into this, I just want to make a few things clear. First off, know that no matter how snarky I get or how critical I am, I'm not being serious. This is literally just me reminiscing with some extra steps. I grew up on these too after all. Second, most of these videos are expressly going to be from the early days of YouTube. Pre-Lego Movie pretty much. No later than like 2012-ish. Like, I know several of the channels I'm going to be talking about are still going, but this is more for this specific period. Lastly, as selfish as it sounds, I'm mostly going to be looking at specific videos I looked at. I mean, there's going to be some exceptions for context's sake, but that's kind of like what I'm gravitating towards here. If this video actually does become a success, I'll gladly look at some recommendations for a follow-up. For now though, let's get into this. Let's get warmed up with some videos from a YouTuber named blobstudios. This guy seems to focus on sketch comedy pertaining to Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and Batman. There were two videos I remember quite well. The first being, Never Mess With an Old Man. Now this one is so short, I think it would be best to just let it speak for itself.
Excuse me, Sonny Jim. Can you tell me when it's safe to cross the road?
Yeah, sure. It's safe to cross now.
Thanks, Sonny Jim.
I'm so cruel.
Never mess with an old man, Sonny Jim.
That's right, kids. Be nice to old people or they might brutally murder you. Yeah, so what kind of writing is this? Well, next up is Lego Star Wars, The New Guy, our first foray into one of the biggest genres of brick film. Is it any good?
Ow! Hey, what'd you do that for?
I don't know. I felt like it.
It's okay. The music sounds like it came from a tape recorder, but again, this is like late 2000s. There's Clone Troopers mixed in with Stormtroopers for some reason, probably because that's all he had. And the acting is...
Come on, I wasn't even shooting at you.
what I expected. Although it's actually one of the better ones today. The jokes actually aren't that bad, and the animation, while not the best, isn't terrible. And the lightsaber effects are actually surprisingly good here. Also, the video doesn't overstay its welcome. Again, I can definitely tell what he was trying to go for, and it's executed decently enough. Just out of curiosity, and because we have a little bit of time, I do want to check out a couple more here. Like here's this Indiana Jones one.
Dad! Dad!
Oh sweet Jesus, no, never mind. I can't think of a worse way to start a video than have a kid shouting in my ear. I don't even care what this is about, I refuse. Well, how about this one about Slender Man? Wow, this is actually kind of boring. Yeah, I think it's time to move on. Next up, we got Keshin8. This kid gets credit for the oldest Lego video of the bunch today, uploaded on September 13th, 2006. The video is called Lego Fight, so let's start with that. Yep, this is an early YouTube Lego video, alright. That frame rate. Oh, beautiful. Whoa, 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 what the fuck? Okay, that's actually really damn impressive for 2006. It's like we did a 180 in 5 seconds. I like how this one guy has a Viking helm for no apparent reason. Everyone else is modern, he's just like this weird outlier. Again, no fucks were given about stuff like this at the time. To be honest, this one actually isn't too shabby, and considering the length, it's actually fine for what it sets out to do. Oh, we got a sequel hook, really? The next video is Lego Brawl, so I guess this is the follow-up. Seriously, this is the first Lego video, as well as the first one to be a serial. Let's do it! Okay, this has nothing to do with the other video. I don't know, did something get deleted? Also, the pacing is way worse. I know that might be hard to believe since this video is only 5 minutes, but it finds a way to take forever. Again, no fucks given about the minifigures used. Yeah, take that, 3PO. Again, the actual fighting moments are pretty good for 2007. This seems to be a niche that this kid was trying to get into, like action movie style fist fights in the spirit of like The Matrix and stuff. I mean, this kid was also making tribute videos for The Matrix like this. Seriously, the first 3 videos on this channel are like a snapshot of early YouTube, it's great. Oh man, so many of these videos I've never seen. The only videos I actually remember watching were the Spam Police videos, which blew my 13-year-old mind. And yeah, they hold up well enough. The voice acting is actually funny.
Hey Kevin, guess what? I just read a comment here on YouTube that says, if you don't pass this comment on to 8 other videos, then you are cool and have a life.
And the action's good too. I mean, it definitely isn't as smooth as I remember, but what are you gonna do? Also, the Honesty video was amusing, which, you know, is a good example of the sketch comedy style videos Cashin was also trying to branch into later. I mean, there's some superhero stuff here too, like we got a Lego recreation of the Dark Knight trailer. Honestly, I wasn't into superhero stuff at the time, so these never really got my interest. I mean, nowadays I'm into superhero stuff, but when I was a kid I wasn't. For the sake of time, since we have so much more to cover, I'm probably gonna just pass on these. Especially when I see ones titled like this. I mean, something tells me it's aged perfectly. We can all see the problem with this one, right? Yeah. Why does Batman need a roommate? The dude's a millionaire. He has a mansion. The last one I'm going to talk about is rims.
Women, bikini, 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 bling, 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 bling.
Just no. All the no's. This might be the first cringe moment of the day. Do I need to articulate why this is bad? I don't know what's worse, the god-awful audio mixing, which is unacceptable given his experience by this point, or the fact he's trying to sexualize a Lego minifigure. Like, I know it's trying to be evocative of shitty rap videos. Congratulations, you succeeded. Thanks, I hate it. Okay, moving on from that cringe, we probably have the biggest channel of the bunch today. The Lego YouTuber who collaborated with Epic Rap Battles of History, a channel that has over 1 million subscribers. He started in 2007 and is still active to this day. Yep, it's none other than Forest Fire 101. Now, I have some disappointing news. I never watched his Lego videos. I mean, I was aware of him, since most of his videos pertain to superhero stuff, and as mentioned, I wasn't into superhero stuff as a kid. The only video of his I watched was the Duck song.
Hey, bum bum bum, got any grapes?
And yes, I did play That So It Would Be Stuck in Your Head. What are you gonna do about it? It's too late now.
Then he waddled away, waddle waddle.
Like I said, I wanted this video to be mostly stuff I watched, but I feel like it'd be disingenuous to not mention him since he was like a staple of early Brick films and is still active today. So I took it upon myself to watch some of these videos. I watched about like 7 or 8 of them, mostly from the earliest days, but I did check out a couple later ones, even breaking my no later than 2012 rule to see how much better he got later on. I'm not going to go into too many details, aside from some funny highlights here and there, since there's no way I can do a rundown on each one, and there's really not much to say about them on an individual level. Okay, enough with the jargon. What do I think about these?
No time, Alfred. I'm not going back to Arkham Asylum ever. Yes, sir.
They are rough. I mean, it's exactly what I expected, which is both a good thing and a bad thing. I mean, again, he was literally 13, and you can tell. I know it's an obvious complaint, but the microphone quality is awful.
Get him, boys.
Again, I know that goes without saying, but I'm mentioning it anyway because this legit hurt my ears. And as a result, I had to watch these videos in doses. Spider vs. Sam is actually better than many of the other ones that would come shortly after. What with some decent animation and the use of the sand via stop motion was a nice touch. The lack of sound unfortunately holds it back because all the action just blends in with itself. Okay, you know what? I take back what I said about the lack of sound being a problem. And many of these other ones are just too much talking, not enough action. As you might expect, the writing is a bit much. I like how Chewbacca is from Star Wars, but they can just reach out to him anyways. When Chewbacca showed up, it just exacerbated my problems with the voices, because all I could hear was just forced roaring in my ears.
We can go back to my back cave. Ah!
The climax of this one was actually pretty good. It held my attention a little bit better. And again, the writing is a bit much. We're talking about a 13-year-old basically writing Batman fanfiction here. Batman is an absolutely unlikable douchebag, and Robin and Alfred are like the whipping boys.
Alfred, get up off your ass. I don't pay you to sit around. Shouldn't you be dusting something or something? Sorry, sir, I don't.
I mean, I can see how kids can find this funny, but 27-year-old cynical adult me just doesn't. Like, one of the later videos I looked at was from 2009, which has Superman and Batman working together, and despite the better lighting, it has the exact same problem. It's just we have Superman being a douchebag too.
Listen, Superman, no offense, your help is really appreciated, but you're kind of stealing my thunder. Well, I can't help that I'm better than you, Batman.
Despite me shitting on these so far, I will give credit where it's due. It was gradual, but I did notice some quality improvements over time. The music went from tape recorder quality and forced humming to actual music. I actually thought the Alfred's party one was kind of funny, even if the animation does look kind of doofy. Like, what the fuck is going on in this video? Why is Alfred killing people? I don't understand. I love how the villains just join in too, and even Batman does later. I'm gonna admit it's a minor point, but why are Batman and Robin spending Alfred's money? Batman is a millionaire. Christ, that's the second time now with this. I guess kids just don't understand that Batman's rich. They just don't understand what that entails. Sorry, positives. The episode where Batman and Robin go undercover is the usual kind of nonsense with Batman being a dick and Robin being the whipping boy, but then we got this part.
Why didn't we just take him down when he was at the bank? Why did we go on this whole 2-month adventure? Kill Two-Face and kill all these other people when we could have just taken him down simply right when he was at the bank.
Yes, Robin, we could have done that, but this was way more awesome and entertaining. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I guess.
Thank you. Yes, this kind of interaction makes videos like these so much more bearable. And again, the passion is there. He was gradually learning, which would eventually lead to videos like this. I mean, yeah, this is fucking awesome. It's well choreographed, it's well lit, the sound is way better. I mean, what else can I say? It's self-evident. Forrest might be the most active channel we talked about. This guy is still going strong even after all these years. It is a testament to his passion, especially when you look at how much better he became from these early days. Yeah, I'm sorry if I ruffled any feathers here, but I just want to be honest while I'm making this. And don't worry, when we get to the shit I watch more extensively, we're going to be ripping just as hard into it. So be ready for that. Alright, next on the docket is a trilogy of videos as well as a brief foray into LEGO SpongeBob. These are from a YouTuber known as RobnJake. We are talking about the Plankton and W.I.F.E trilogy. This one is sort of endearing since I'm reasonably certain this is literally a family, particularly a father-son team, making these. We have the dad voicing most of the characters and the son voicing SpongeBob. I think we have the mother voicing Karen here as well. A weird side effect is this is probably one of the rare times today we have an actual adult voicing and creating the videos. So the question becomes, does that make it any better? As a matter of fact,
Just the way I like it. No customers.
no, it's not any better. There's some weird quirks to these. For starters, Karen is like barely in this and she's not called wife, but she's like part of the title. Also, the recap segment of each part is like literally like the first 30 to 45 seconds. Plus we have credits at the end too. Like, it's probably only like 5 minutes of actual story here. I don't know why this needed to be a trilogy. I initially meant that to be a joke, but when I was doing research for this video, I came across a combined version of Plankton and W.I.F.E. And what do you know, it's 5.5 minutes. What can I say? When you're right, you're right. Seriously, don't ask me why this had to be 3 videos. Also, yeah, the voices.
Looks like it's just you and me, Squidward.
SpongeBob, please don't remind me.
Kinda bad. I mean, the writing actually isn't too far off for these characters. We do get some oddities though. How the fuck was Mr. Krabs able to make SpongeBob a giant via gasoline? Seriously, I have no fucking idea. At least Plankton had an excuse. Also, we need to talk about Patrick.
Hey Squidward, did you have a barbecue and not tell me about it?
Bro, Squidward was murdered. You can see his skull and you're giving him shit?
Watch out, Plankton.
SpongeBob, Squidward was having a barbecue and it made me hungry.
When did Patrick become a sociopath? Also, the animation leaves a lot to be desired. Squidward, can you please stop humping the floor? Seriously, this grown adult is outshined by most of the kids we're going to be talking about today. I'll give credit for a couple things though. First of all, the mouth moving on these characters is actually surprisingly good. I do find this guy's Plankton voice to be fucking hilarious.
I'll never let you destroy the Krusty Krab!
Then prepare to die.
Prepare to die! These videos do make me laugh, if only because of how silly they are. Seriously, stuff like this cracks me up.
Watch out, Plankton!
Just beautiful. So it turns out these guys made other LEGO SpongeBob videos as well, with some gradual improvements to the microphone quality.
Okay, Squidward, everything's shipshape around here.
And somehow getting worse with the lip movements. I don't know, maybe I'll talk about these another time, because we still have so much more to cover. Now we're finally getting to stuff I watched a little bit more extensively. First up is Ship 5000. This was like one of the main channels I watched back in the day. They were mostly making sketch comedy and satire with a dose of dark comedy here and there.
I got in a staring contest with an orange, and I don't know if I'm winning.
That crow lives surprisingly well in my brain. Overall, I'd say this is probably one of the better channels here today, although that isn't saying much. The voice acting is honestly kinda lacking. Again. Especially whoever's playing this guy.
Where's the $100 I gave you?
The animation is pretty minimal, and hell, it's barely even LEGO. It's just some ground plates and the occasional group of bricks. It's brandly just being done on the corner of a table. Their words, not mine.
A land that has been confined to only a corner of a table.
And yeah, some of these videos aren't as good as I remember, if only cause like, nothing much really happens. And sometimes the episode is just a weird and stupid joke that goes on way too long while going nowhere at the same time. Before we get to the positives, let's get this one over with, since those among you with a keen eye probably saw the title and are morbidly curious.
Please do not be offended by the following video. Thank you.
Well, I mean, since they told me not to, that means it's okay if it's anti-Semitic, right? Well, it really doesn't matter, since thankfully it really isn't offensive. At least by my reckoning, I am not Jewish. All you need to know is that this entire episode is literally just shitty puns related to the word Jew, i.e. ninjus, which are ninjas with sniper rifles. And no, it doesn't make any more sense in context. But aside from the stupid puns, which aren't even exclusive to Jewish people in this, by the way.
He must have been a minion of Pope Man and Altar Boy, my arch nemesis. Haha.
This video is not really that offensive, but suffice to say, it's not really funny either. Early installment weirdness is also not exactly kind to this channel, since this video about fireworks has a terrorist here, before the same character model is used for a completely different person later. I mean, there are some decent videos here. Looking back on these, I found that the best videos they had were the ones where they dabbled in the dark comedy and a more focused parody. For example, we have this episode about zombies, where a LEGO character makes a wish to a ceiling light, a magic wishing star, to live forever. Enter zombies. To be honest, the sequel, Return of the Zombies, is definitely the way better one. I mean, it literally rehashes the same moments, and the only relevant part of the first video is literally shown here as a flashback. So just watch the second one. Jack Vaughn's serial awesomeness and his segments also live surprisingly well in my brain. Another good example of the dark comedy style working rather well is Peeps and Peeps Revenge. No, I have no idea why they decided marshmallow bunnies would be ideal non-LEGO enemies here, but what you gonna do? Seriously, wouldn't something like Kinects or Toy Soldiers work better? Hint hint, wink wink for what I'm gonna talk about later? I mean, I don't know, I guess it's fine for what it is. And some of this animation actually looks pretty good too. I think the best video of the bunch is Cloverfield, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a parody of Cloverfield. After all, Cloverfield recently came out around this time. Just swap out a kaiju with a Kinects thing. And yes, just like the source material, this video is found footage. A found footage style LEGO video, which is surprisingly unique, and I think that's how I found this channel in the first place, since I was heavily in the Cloverfield at the time. There's actually some decent world building here too, and references to other running gags that the series had had up to this point. The interface is a bit lacking admittedly, but what are you gonna do? I think my favorite part is at one point the creature just ambushes our heroes, and I guess they accidentally press the happy birthday filter, leading to this hilarious dissonance.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Also, Dr. K is now evil. No, I don't know why. Seriously, he was helping them out several videos ago, and will help them several times after, but now he's evil? How is it that a channel that barely has any real continuity managed to still have a plot hole? How do you even do that? Whatever. Behind the scenes is also kinda clever, going meta with what it sounds like. A behind the scenes video, with the characters being the actors, as it were, with some Australian guy as the host. Again, their words, not mine.
Hi there, I'm some Australian guy, and I'm gonna take you behind the scenes of Legoland.
I love how they're not even trying to do an Australian accent. I mean, granted, that's probably for the best. Same with this part.
Yeah, Dennis and Brandon always raps.
That's not rapping. That is beatboxing. But whatever, I don't even know why I'm complaining. You know it would be fucking cringe if these people tried to rap. I love how they just continued with the interview with him instead, with Zambrano's corpse just in the background. I mean, this video's fine enough with most of the jokes you'd expect.
How do you feel about the physics in Legoland?
Oh my god, they're all wrong. I mean, seriously, you take a ball and it drop it and turns into a cube. What the hell?
Okay, I take it back. I didn't expect that one. The hell kind of question is that? Why ask that? Especially when it leads to shit like this.
Crazy! What's going on here? Oh my...
I mean, I appreciate him acting better at least, so does that. Sadly enough, these guys kinda fell out of prominence. It all started with a contest to give their figures away, passing the torch. Right after what was supposed to be the biggest episode yet, a two-parter called Hot Fuzz. Eventually someone took the reins, but by then I had lost interest in them. It was too little too late. I also could have sworn that these videos were on a different channel, but either I misremembered that or they had to migrate the videos over due to a lack of interest. They seem to have kept going for a time, occasionally getting some decent views here and there. Hell, they even seem to have made more parodies, including another Cloverfield one. But the momentum was lost. I mean, if you look at the most popular videos, almost all the popular videos are the older ones. What seemed to have been the final nail in the coffin was this. Yeah, nope, I am not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Okay, what about this one about internet memes? Yeah, this is alright. I mean, I can totally see why if you watched this at the time it would be nostalgic. I mean, that's literally how I feel about the Cloverfield one. But since I didn't grow up with it, I just see how it's not aged well. Like, it's kinda cute how they incorporate the memes in with the dialogue.
And then you guys catch it.
What? This plan won't work.
This is madness! Madness. This is
It's dated, and whether or not that's a good thing depends on you. Next up, we have some more LEGO Star Wars content finally. This was always one of the biggest genres of brick film. It was in the earliest days of YouTube and it's still going strong today. I have a couple people we're going to be talking about from this genre. First up is pizza movies. Pizza movies was one of my favorites as a kid. I was a big fan of the Clone Wars side of Star Wars, so videos like these were right in my wheelhouse. I remember he made a few episodes before kind of fizzling out, and the last episode having weird effects. Now the question becomes then, do these hold up?
I don't know what the stupid Wookiee wants. Trooper, just kill it.
Yes, sir.
Nope, they do not. But we're going to talk about it anyways. Honestly, out of all the videos and channels we're looking at today, Pizza Movies was the one that threw me off guard with how much worse these were than I remembered. I mean, these earliest ones were bad at the time. The kid was struggling with basic sounds and effects. But even these later ones are so much worse than I remember. Alright, let's get the positives out of the way first. Like with Forest Fire 101, there was a gradual quality improvement. And honestly, while the sound effect and music quality are low by modern standards, they actually aren't too shabby. There was a second VA in the last video that's not terrible either.
As you can see, we've already held a large number of attacks, but sensors indicate a force far larger than our own is on its way.
And yeah, you better believe I'm getting a major nostalgia trip from these LEGO sets featured, since I had many of these same ones. Good times. And I will have to give credit for the later episodes for trying to tie themselves into actual Star Wars canon. I mean, technically Legends now, but you know what I mean. He bothered to have these episodes set during the Siege of Coruscant, just in a different area from other parts we saw. And yeah, the animation isn't good, but it's actually better than some of the other stuff we talked about. The problem is, that's not saying much. And well, the issues with the video speak for themselves.
Sir, we need armor support there. tanks. We don't have a freaking thing. We need armor support. We can't hold out for much longer.
Again, we have another 13-year-old voice actor here, so that's always going to be difficult. And we have a new problem because in many of these, he's talking way too fast. He got better later on, but it makes some of these earlier ones just that much worse. Also, most of the jokes don't work.
Put the plan into motion. Grievous, you're still alive. That's impossible. I blew your head off. I'm a cyborg, so I can fix myself. Duh.
Hey guys, let's go to Disneyland. Yeah, alright.
Again, we're talking about 13-year-old humor here. I hate how the Gungans and droids have chipmunk voices. Seriously, it legit hurt my ears.
Oh my! Mrs. seems to be the only one left. That ought to teach him to not mess with the battle droids. Yeah, you got that right.
What's weird is sometimes he reused voice bites from the Clone Wars miniseries.
We're set, General.
Very good. Just hold them off long enough for us to ready our defenses at this fort. You got that, Lieutenant?
Yes, sir.
I mean, the way he uses them is fine, but it makes the contrast with his own voice just that much more jarring. And as for the effects, well, pick your poison. Do you want MS Paint or shitty particle effects, including stock explosion effects seen in 1,000 other things? Again, I should note the effects were gradually getting better, as seen in these test videos, but it was too little too late. He did 5 episodes of his little 501st series, as well as some videos before and after. After the 5th episode, he started to shift gears toward review content in a strange project called Planetfall, which is basically a World War II alien thing? Suffice to say, I lost interest. Before we move on, and despite my bitching, I will say this. These were still the shit for me back in the day, and what's in all, they're still among the most popular LEGO Star Wars videos. As a testament to the fan base these videos have, as of me making this video, if you type LEGO Star Wars stop motion in YouTube search, a Pizza Movies video is still one of the first ones visible. Which, given how YouTube is basically trying to shadow ban earlier content unless you know the exact specific wording, that is quite an accomplishment. Moving onwardly, we have Squad 42 by Gareth Pugh. I apologize if I mispronounced your name. This was an interesting one. We got some Code Commando OCs. I only remember watching Part 5, Alone in the Dark, and thinking it was pretty good. Like Commander Cody was there, I believe, and for some reason we have a Lord of the Rings soundtrack used. I also remember the voices being kind of odd. Now, in the interest of context, I decided to take a gander at the entire series, at least up to Part 5, because again, we're trying to keep it to the time period of pre-LEGO Movie. Does this series hold up? Let's find out. What in the name of Christ am I looking at? Why does this look like a LEGO Movie's last known photograph? Credit where it's due, even in the early stage, the animations and effects are still way better than something like Pizza. The problem is, everything else is completely fucked. Look at this aspect ratio. What the fuck? Also, we have the same problem as Plankton and W.I.F E, where it's like only a 2 to 3 minute video, but like the intros and outros take up a third of it. Yikes. Going to the second part now, and oh Christ, these voices.
Welcome, sir. The rest are waiting for you inside. Thank you.
At least Pizza Movies only had the chipmunks for a couple characters. Here, every voice has them. Also, this might be a dumb question, but where is the titular Squad 42? I could have sworn they were supposed to be clone commandos. So far, it's just clones fighting droids like every other video at the time. Alright, I mean, I am noticing a gradual improvement, but even 3 episodes in and the sound is still fucked. Like, the sound effects are drowning out the voices, and oh my god, my ears! You know what? I take back what I said. Part 3 is a massive downgrade in the sound mix. We get shit that's too quiet, and shit that's way too loud. Also, what's with the zooming? At least we're sort of getting an actual squad forming here. Part 3 actually might be like the worst or the second worst of the bunch, because besides the aforementioned sound stuff, this is also the worst offender with the overly long titles. Seriously, the last minute of this video is credits, on top of the 30-second intro. It is literally almost half the damn video. Okay, episode 4 is a massive improvement. The cold open is really good actually, and the effects and even the mood is like night and day. And hey, Squad 42 are now the commandos I remember them as. Seriously, this might as well be a completely different series now. The only major problem is the clones still sound like chipmunks and the voice mixing is still bad. But overall, it's definitely a better watch. Part 5 continuously increased in quality. We have some slick custom clone models for Cody and Davis. The mood is very well set up with this ominous build up to the ambush. The framing and the blur is also spot on. And even though we still have chipmunk voices, they still sound way better than before. Unfortunately, I can't say the voice mix is better though. Sometimes shit is still too quiet. The effects are still pretty good, all things considered. For the most part anyway. I mean, I don't know why we have 2 different laser effects here. We have a cool looking villain here. It's a shame we literally know nothing about this guy, and never will. Oh no, not that clone. We knew so much about him. Seriously, like how this clone was the one that pissed him off, not all the other clones that died. Funnily enough, the Clone Wars series actually had a moment quite similar to this.
You'll regret that.
Yeah, I still don't know why we have Lord of the Rings music here. I mean, I enjoy this music, but considering how I was and still am a big fan of both franchises, it's weird as fuck for me to see it mixed like this. This is still awesome, even if it's not as good as I remember. Another thing I gotta give credit for with these last 2 episodes are the sets. Definitely the highest quality ones so far today, and it's such a breath of fresh air, especially compared to most of the other videos we've talked about up to this point. Overall, I'd say how good Squad 42 is will be largely dependent on how many episodes you count as part of the series. If we're talking about the entire saga, it's regrettably a mixed bag. If we're strictly talking about the later episodes, it's great. There's also a remastered version of episodes 4 and episodes 5, but to be honest, they aren't really that good. I mean, they're not without their merits because they take out the random Lord of the Rings music, as well as fixing the voices so they're no longer chipmunk stuff, but unfortunately there's some problems with these too. Maybe some gratuitous CGI shots that really don't add anything and actively undermine the editing in a few places. Seriously, it worked way better from a dramatic standpoint to go from Squad 42 rushing to the gunship to them saving the day. Like, we didn't need this extra shot. The lighting also looks literally worse here. I don't know what he was trying to go for. I guess he felt like these shots were too dark, but it's obvious you artificially made them brighter. It doesn't look good at all. Just avoid the remastered versions. I mean, Gareth himself has said they're basically like a bonus thing. I'll check out episode 6 another time, because we still have a lot to talk about. We have one more creator to talk about with the LEGO Star Wars side of things today. This creator nearly missed out on being a part of this video, if only because I couldn't remember the fucking exact name of the video of his that I had seen, before I finally remembered the name, and then by extension the channel it came from. The guy's name was eanimation, and the video was LEGO Star Wars, an average Death Star day. Just for the record, I'm strictly going to be talking about the extended edition because, to be honest, it's the better version. I was so happy I found this again because we needed more original Trilogy era content for this segment, and I remember this video being very funny. Now, enough with the rambling. Is it as good as I remember? Actually, yes. It's amazing how, despite the worst quality music of the bunch today, and the fact that these all look like a LEGO Movie's last known photograph, again, these are actually some of the best videos today. Pretty much everything about this is funny. The jokes, the timing, the voices, the animation is actually surprisingly good, especially for 2007. Seriously, just look at how smooth that is. I'm not going to say any more, just check it out for yourself. I decided to take a gander at some more videos from this guy's channel since I was just that impressed. I looked at 3 other videos, and yeah, I wasn't disappointed. Now, I'm going to be brief since I low-key want you guys to check this out for yourself, plus this is already going to extend the video length, and I don't want to extend it any more than I have to. A bit of crispiness, despite the weird title, is actually a pretty good LEGO lightsaber duel, complete with a decent flourish and smooth animation. Taxi is also pretty good. It's an amusing slapstick style video, uniquely being a LEGO Star Wars animation, while not really having any iconic characters. Well, sorta. For the last video, we're actually gonna break from the Star Wars theme with Extremity. Now this one got my attention cause, well, look at that thumbnail. This one is from 2009, and you can tell because of the major quality improvement and that the animation is even better. The custom minifigures present just add to the quality. Seriously, just look at that face. That's a face that only a mother can love, but we won't judge here. I love the use of aluminum foil as a bendable surface. I like how the sounds have a real weight to them. I'm also very impressed how this kept my attention and you genuinely don't know who is going to win. It's excellent on all counts. Moving on from here, we're going to take a foray into a marginally newer genre of brick film that would go on to rival Star Wars and superheroes in terms of scale and variety. The World War genre, I'm calling it. It's pretty much what it says on the tin. You had a scene of fan-made World War I and II style videos with plenty of custom uniform decals and custom equipment. Pizzamovies tried to get into this with his own spin, but it didn't work out. However, many others did. The one I remember watching the most, and whom we're going to be talking about, is none other than JSLegoMaster, one of the first, if not the first, brick filmer in this genre. He made 6 videos of note focusing around a fictional character named Sergeant Winterbottom. There's episodes that are set during World War I and World War II. I mean, technically the World War II ones aren't officially part of his story, but they feature him prominently there too, so they might as well be all about him. Enough of my rambling though, how well did he hold up? Well, for the most part, they hold up very well. Pretty much from the outset, his videos were among the better for its day, and it only got better from there. I mean, yeah, the frame rate isn't as smooth as I remember, but it's still pretty solid. I think my favorite one is the Battle of Ramal. It might be ripping off a scene from Saving Private Ryan, but it's a good rip-off of a scene from Saving Private Ryan. Seriously, these videos are great. The sets and the uniforms are solid. The sound was a little bit lacking in some of the earlier ones, but that definitely got better over time. I appreciate how none of these videos really overstayed their welcome. My second favorite video is the last video he ever did, the story of Sergeant Winterbottom Part 3. Seriously, this is great for its awesome charge and close quarters battle part. Seriously, this gets fucking raw. Really, the only reason why it's number 1 is due to the voices. While they're definitely not the worst voices we've had today, I never really liked these. Although, upon refreshing, that actually might be more for the writing. I mean, at least that's my issues with the lines in the Battle of Kirkman video. Again, I apologize if I mispronounced that.
I know the situation is very, very hard, but the last thing we need now is a crying baby. So stop crying around and keep on fighting!
Yeah, that's cheesy. Then again though, this character's voice is not helping matters.
Firing mission! 62K9!
Seriously, why do you sound like King Lear? My only other complaint is how minimal the actual story is in the Sergeant of Winterbottom videos. As in, there really isn't any. It's just 3 World War I style battles, that's it. There's no sense of progression or continuity, so you can place these in almost any order. What's also not helping that is the fact that it's pretty much the same thing each time. The difference is who's leading the attack. I mean, that aside, these videos are definitely pretty good. Seriously, don't let the issues I point out hamper your enjoyment, because they are definitely still worth your time. So the past 2 creators have had some of the best ones we've looked at so far, so of course we're gonna end with what might be the worst. Behold, the horror and cringeness of the Lego Battle, a 6-part mini mission 8. These are the oldest videos we're taking a look at today. And holy bones, these are bad. These are so low quality, I don't know if these should count as true brick films. But they do have stop motion-y parts. Sort of. And you have Lego minifigures, and Lego sets, and Lego vehicles. It counts enough. Besides, I feel like you need to suffer through this as penance for bashing Forrest. So let's whip into something I watched way too many times. This is sort of unique because we have more than just Legos here. We have toy soldiers as well as action figures, both Batman ones and Star Wars ones. The Legos themselves are a mix of things, from cowboys, to racist caricatures, to Star Wars, to Vikings. It's like a mix of almost everything we talked about. A grand finale of garbage, if you will. Let's get the positives out of the way first. The story itself is pretty basic, but to be honest, it's not terrible. I mean, I will give credit for the fact that this actually does have a proper story. I mean, it's basically just Legos versus toy soldiers, but there actually is a story here. It's a thin story, but it is a story nonetheless. Seriously, the story does actually have proper structure. We have characters that are properly established, the stuff foreshadowed properly. We even have a character arc, with Stone Man and this racist Indian guy becoming friends by the end of the story. It has rising action, a climax, and a denouement. I mean, I know this is basic stuff, but considering how this looks and sounds...
Hey, don't you come with this stuff, you young whippersnapper.
The fact that it does indeed function as a narrative is honestly quite shocking. The only other good thing I can say is that these videos did spark my love for epic music, since God knows there's a lot of music taken from other movies here. And that's where the good stuff ends. As for the negatives, well, I decided the best way of going about this is to essentially go from the start and basically point out all the highlights of why this is stupid. Like what's awful, what's hilarious, just because a lot of this kind of speaks for itself.
The troops have all pledged their allegiance to you. Good. Good. Leave me.
Dear God, these voices. These are probably the worst sounding voices of the day. Seriously, it's not just the voices of the characters he does either. He does the sound effects, groans and grunts, literally fucking everything. Despite me bitching, the lack of sound effects sort of has an excuse. Sort of. It's more like context more than a true excuse. I'm reasonably certain that he's edited this in an old school Windows Movie Maker, and I'm saying that based on the title screens here. And I would distinctly remember in old school Movie Maker you couldn't have more than 2 audio tracks on top of each other. And you're gonna see what I mean by that later. As a result, I really think he had to pick his poison with that. I still feel like he came out with the wrong choice. What the fuck is New Drama, and why is that the only text here aside from the intro and outros?
God! Yes, sir. You will protect me with your life, man.
Starman, you had one job. One job. You didn't need to go out. Why is Batman a genocidal dictator? Because at least when Forrest and Keshan made their Batman videos, so it's in the ballpark of what the character is supposed to be. This might as well be a completely different character called Batman.
Tell me where he is!
Okay, man, okay. Just don't hurt me. He's in the bathroom. What? He's taking a crap.
Cool, that is painfully unfunny. Literally everything about this guy is offensive. I love the whimsical music that was reserved for stuff like Rivendell being used with these shitty Lego sets. Behold, the worst sounding cowboy impression you've ever heard.
Now what the heck you people want with your fancy elephants and your dragons?
Sir, the army's huge. It could wipe out this whole city in one blow.
You're not gonna re-record these lines? No? Okay.
Who else would help us? The action figures! The action figures! They live miles away! Why in the world would they get messed up in a war down here? They're all the way up the upstairs.
Okay, how does this universe work exactly? No, really, I don't understand. Is this like a Toy Story thing, or are they like the real deal? Like, there's support for both sides here. They are expressly in a house setting, with the downstairs being like a realm and the upstairs being a realm. But like, lasers and lightsabers are real and act like their moving counterparts? I mean, in theory, since there's literally no effects here, it is just his voice for the fucking sound effects! I know I keep bitching about that, but trust me, this mini-series combined is like nearly an hour long. I promise you his voice is gonna make you go batshit by the end. Thank you for showing me every single step of this guy crossing the room.
Oh, hello, Bill. What do you want me to do today?
Oh goody, it's annoying voice number 578. Why is Jabba the Hutt in charge of all the Star Wars Legos? I mean, Yoda clearly has a voice here, but why is Jabba in charge of both Jedi and Sith? I don't know. Also, this is what this guy thinks Yoda sounds like.
Ah, Yoda can sense a disturbance in the Force.
Yeah, not good. Not good at all. Why bother? Why bother do a Yoda impression when that's not really a Yoda impression?
What is this?
Cool, can he not make that tongue noise in my ear, please?
Yes, I don't think so.
What a surprise, this guy got Jabba the Hutt and Boss Nass mixed up. No, really, it really makes no sense for Batman to be a dictator in this. I mean, you might be thinking, oh, maybe the kid just liked the way Batman looks and doesn't actually know who Batman is. No, I don't think that's the case, and you're gonna find out later. Also, check out the Ratchet room up there. Dear God.
Everyone with guns will be in the front to destroy the army and lure them out. Once they are lured closer to us, then the ones with short-range weapons will be able to be more effective in killing.
What? Shouldn't that be like the other way around? Because, you know, the long-range ones can fire from a longer range? What do I know? This guy's a general. A general that really just appears out of fucking nowhere. I love how he's using these balls as like projectiles.
I'll try to kill my master!
You wanna try that one more time? Nope. Okay. How many Obi-Wans do we have? Also, Stone Man is made of stone but can be hurt by bullets? That's lame. Why are the R2 units' heads on fire? I don't remember that from the movies.
Hey man, what's my move?
What in the actual fuck was that? No, really, what in the actual fuck was that? Why is this guy called Skeleton Man? Why did he have this build up just to die? Why did he, why? what was any of this shit? Well, at least I don't have to worry about the redundant Obi-Wans now. I love the weird flex nature of these videos because we just see every shift this kid has.
By tomorrow, the Holocaust will be complete.
Can we not mention the Holocaust here? Please?
Oh, complicated boo-boos.
What do you mean complicated boo-boos? He has one gunshot wound.
I feel a song coming up.
No, oh god, no, no. Please don't sing. I beg of you, please don't sing.
One more day before the storm.
Oh, thank fucking god. Yes, it's yet another random song. You might be wondering, why do we have a song from Les Mis in this? And my answer to you is, why not have a song from Les Mis in this? This is why I'm baffled about the Batman stuff. Check this out, it's a Batman action figure elite guard. He has all these Batman action figures, and yet he doesn't seem to know that Batman's not a dictator. I don't know, maybe these were all hand-me-downs, but this is particularly baffling. At least the Star Wars characters are like in the vague ballpark of who they're supposed to be. This is not even close. This is what I was talking about when I was saying that he only had 2 audio tracks to work with. Because why else would the gunshot be cutting off the music? One was probably already being used for the camcorder, so he only had 1 more track to work with. Since he was mostly using music for that, whenever he wanted to have a specific sound effect, he had to cut off the music. Behold, the most stop motion you ever see in this.
Batman!
Oh sweet Jesus, no.
Oh my god!
I am right there with you, dude.
You're Batman!
Okay, that was actually kind of funny.
Get to that ship over there! Stop firing those missiles!
What? What is this guy even saying now?
Your killing reign has come to an end. I don't think so.
Army leader guy, can you say anything other than I don't think so?
I don't think so.
Well, fuck you too then, you were more coherent before. Yeah, take that, Plo. Cool. I literally can't see anything at all. Like, at all, my dude. Visuals. Who needs them? Truly, this is the most tragic funeral scene of all time. Bye-bye. So yeah, that was bad. I mean, it's literally just a kid with too much time on his hands. But man, does the voice still make this an unpleasant watch. You know what though? Despite everything, this is what Legos were made for. Combining shit together and playing with it all. Going on epic adventures in your own little worlds. Logic and sense be damned, cause you know, we're kids. Despite my bitching, I still watch these a lot. Hell, I watch many of these a lot. You know, back when you're old enough to be creative, but young enough to not be cynical. And despite everything, I do kind of miss those days. It really is a testament to this aspect of Legos, that when the Lego movie finally came out in 2014, this ended up being a major aspect of the plot. And you know what? It makes perfect sense. I mean, I can make fun of this all day, but deep down, this kind of stuff makes my inner child smile. Cause in every single one of these kids' heads, this is the kind of production they saw, myself included. So before we wrap this up, I wanted to do a little Where Are They Now segment for all the creators we talked about today. First up, we have blobstudios, who is seemingly inactive with his regular content stopping in 2014, with an outlier of a final video in 2016. Keshin 8 is still active, although his videos were never exactly frequent. Forest Fire 101 is still very active even after all this time. RobnJake has been inactive since 2013. Ship 5000 fizzled out by like 2013, with 1 to 2 people involved going on to make a brony music video channel. Lovely. You know what? Whatever. You do you. Although I should note, even this channel fizzled out by 2018. Pizzamovies fizzled out and went inactive by 2012, and he has just recently outright confirmed that yes, he's moved on. Pugh seems to be in limbo, because on one hand his content sort of fizzled out by 2018, but he did upload this recently. It seems like he may not be done yet, so we'll have to see if anything manifests from that. eAnimation is still sort of active, although it's mostly not Lego stuff anymore. He was doing LEGO stuff as late as 2019, but seems to have shifted gears to just other kinds of stop motion now. He even contributed to Saberspark's Joshua Reanimated. His most recent video at the time of recording is, well, whatever the fuck that is. JSLegoMaster went inactive in 2011, and he's basically moved on. I mean, apparently he's doing fine though. He has a wife and 2 children as of a few years ago. Lastly, Kite Kirkman, the guy who made the LEGO Battle series, has moved on, focusing on making videos about camping and hiking, which he still seems to be semi-active with. Well, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this long little look back. If this actually gets views and people want to follow up, do let me know. But for now though, that's it. I will see you guys later.